Let's talk about accents today. What accent should you pick? Personally, I didn't choose my accent. I'm well aware that I still have a very thick Spanish accent when I speak. This accent that I'm talking to you right now happened by accident because I wasn't aware of what I was doing. I just knew that I wanted to uh, learn English, so that's what I did, and I was listening to a lot of podcasts, mostly from North America. I started to notice other accents when I spent like, I don't know, 3 months listening and intensive listening. I started to realize that there are people who speak differently. That was the first accent that I could recognize was from England. Yeah, I don't know how. I think I was watching John Oliver's videos, and I was like, this guy speaks differently. Over the years, I've come to realize that the more I listen to some podcasts or I watch YouTube videos, the more I change the way I speak English. When people ask me how I did it, I always say the same thing. You should just focus on listening. And I know that I say this a lot. I sound like a broken record, but it's true. If you want to improve, you need to listen to a lot of English. That's the only way you do it. Now, how can you decide an accent? Personally, I don't think that that matters at the beginning. That if you are already like an upper beginner, you should really think about that because it's kind of weird, when someone speak with you in so many different accents. When I talk to people who are learning Spanish, and they have this European accent, they speak with like a South American slang or idioms is doesn't make any sense. That's why I always tell people that they when they decided or they have chosen some accent, they should focus on that particular one and just listen for as long as you can to that accent so you can pick it up more quickly. That's my thoughts on that, and don't care about so much about that. As if you have your point, you got your point across. If you can get by in the language without changing your accent, it doesn't really matter. I've met hundreds of people who have an accent, a pretty strong one, and they are communicating and they have no trouble at all. But there are also people who want to be perfect in the language, so they don't speak at all. So that's a problem on it on itself. That's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.